Welcome to the Western Quebec Literacy Council's tutor training on family literacy. I'm Vivia K. Cook, WQLC's education researcher, and I'll be leading you through this training. This training was planned and scripted by Dr. Carolyn Hibbs, our outreach coordinator. In this video, we'll cover several concepts central to family literacy, including Canada's Skills for Success, adult literacy needs, and how we attempt to help those who may have fallen through the cracks of educational services. Before we begin, take a moment to assemble the following materials for reflection and note-taking. When the WQLC was founded in 1984, it was designed to support adults with basic literacy skills who had been identified in the adult education system. These adults had fallen through the gaps in the formal education system or had not been able to maintain their skills since leaving formal education. Tutors and adult learners worked together to achieve a goal that was usually related to supporting success in adult education. The field of literacy education has grown so much since that time. It now focuses on Canada's Skills for Success and also focuses on adult learners' specific goals, which may not be related to formal education. We understand literacy as the ability to use reading, writing, math, computers, or communication to participate in the community. Since its inception, the WQLC has expanded its adult programs from one-on-one formal education support to digital literacy and English language learning. In 2019, the WQLC launched a program for children, the Reading Buddies program. This program was designed for tutors to read one-on-one with children in the elementary school system, children who were struggling or reluctant readers. The program was designed, above all, to be a positive experience of reading for children, to catch those children who were at risk of falling through the gaps in formal education, and to break the cycle which risked them leading them into adulthood with only basic literacy skills. The program was a success, but like many things, was affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2023, the WQLC expanded on the idea of bridging the gaps in formal education. We know that many adults in the community don't have literacy skills they need, but most of them never reach our organization. We also know that these adults were once children who fell through the gaps in formal education. We know that adults who need practice with literacy skills are often not motivated by book clubs or formal education or even by private tutoring. With those things in mind, we realized that we could reach more adults through their children in the elementary school system, and we could provide a space where families could practice the day-to-day literacy skills that they use the most. The Family Activity Club started at 2 schools in Gatineau and was immediately a success. In this unit, we'll talk about how to support families in their learning. We'll discuss key learning principles for adults and children, share some tips for participating in activities, and talk about how to facilitate programs that fit the needs of the community. Let's start by reviewing the key principles of andragogy, or adult learning. Adults usually want to learn things that help them in their everyday life. If the material feels disconnected from their needs, it can be hard to stay engaged. Most adults read nonfiction, and they may never pick up a book. That's okay. Reading books is only a tiny fraction of what makes up literacy. Most adults' reading materials are magazines, newspapers, online websites, equipment manuals, or workplace policies. A lot of their reading materials may be online. You can also check out the WQLC Tutor training module on digital learning or ask for resources on digital literacies. Adults bring a lot of experience with them. While they may only have basic literacy skills, they may have deep expertise in another area. For example, they may not be able to read the ownership manual that comes with their car, but they can examine that car and fix anything that's wrong with it. Or they may have never read a book on local wildflowers, but they can identify and use every edible and medicinal plant in their region. As a tutor, it's important to respect and build on this experience. Think of your own experience as a learner and remember that an adult learner likely has a large area of expertise where you're just a beginner. Adult learners may have learning difficulties or lack confidence. They're often hyper aware of their inability to participate fully in their community, and many of them have developed extensive strategies to hide their perceived lack of skills. These can appear as avoidance or even hostility. Adult learners can also have negative attitudes toward themselves. For example, identifying themselves as lazy or even stupid. An adult who takes the step to become a literacy learner has already overcome a lot of barriers and has accomplished an incredible goal. The main work of a tutor is to encourage and support those learners in consistently positive and affirming ways. Adults may face additional barriers to learning, such as time constraints, work commitments, or family responsibilities. As tutors, we need to be compassionate, flexible, and positive to help them overcome these challenges. Children learn a bit differently. There are some key differences between how adults and children learn. Children are still developing their thinking and emotional regulation skills. They often need more structure and guidance. While adults may learn independently, children usually need more help to stay on track. Children's learning usually follows a typical path with certain milestones at different ages. For example, a 3-year-old may start pretending to read, while a 5-year-old might begin recognizing letters. The formal education curriculum is built to support those learning goals. Just like adults, children can face barriers to learning. They may struggle with language, attention, learning disabilities, or developmental delays. Children's abilities can also vary greatly, even among those children that are the same age. It's important to be flexible and responsive to the different needs of every child. Emergent literacy is the stage of learning to read and write. Children start developing those skills before they can actually read or write words. Young children often pretend to read by looking at pictures and making up stories. This is often a first important step in learning. Children will also start by drawing and pretending to write. This helps them connect symbols with meaning, which is a key part of literacy development. When we create literacy programs, we need to think about the community we're working with. Programs should respect and reflect the culture, language, and values of the community. Where possible, we should involve the community in designing the programs. These communities know best what they need and what works for them. Allowing them to take the lead ensures that the program will be relevant and effective. Let's now focus on how to incorporate literacy into daily life and activities. Literacy isn't just about reading and writing, it happens in everyday tasks. For example, cooking together can teach children about measuring ingredients, following instructions, and talking about different foods. Going grocery shopping is also a great way to practice writing lists, recognizing letters, and counting. You can also have any positive learning experience and quality time together as a family. While driving, read road signs, or search for certain colors or flowers while taking a family walk together. Literacy activities, above all, should create positive experiences and strengthen family bonds. Learning should be fun and part of everyday life. Encourage parents to read with their children, to share stories, or even make their own family newsletters. This way, learning becomes a natural and enjoyable part of family time. Here are a few practical tips to help you as a tutor. First of all, never assume that adults can read and write. Not all adults can read and write well. Always start by finding out what skills the adult learner has and adjust your teaching accordingly. Don't assume everyone starts at the same level. One of our common feedbacks is to provide verbal instructions for any family activity club. Also, let participants take the activity in unexpected directions. Sometimes children or adults may take an activity in a direction you didn't plan for, and that's okay. For example, in a family activity club, you might plan an activity, but a child might start running around or sit quietly in a corner. As long as everyone is safe, let them explore. This helped them engage with learning in their own way. In closing, family literacy is about more than just teaching reading and writing. It's about creating supportive, fun, psychologically safe, and relevant learning experiences for both adults and children. By understanding how people learn, designing programs that meet community needs, and encouraging positive family interactions, we can help everyone improve their literacy skills. Thanks again for your attendance today. And as always, we're so happy that you're here to help.